I've been waiting for so long to play a game like TopSpin. Hi everybody, it's Cyclone. Today I'm gonna do the review of TopSpin 2k25. So it's been 13 years since TopSpin 4 has been released, and so now let's go into TopSpin 2k25 to see what is good, what is bad, and what is average in this game. Let's go. So let's start with the menu. I think that they look really good with the background and the main character in front. I feel like they have done a really good job of creating an environment, and so I just can't wait to go. And so let's start with gameplay and exhibition. So unfortunately, there's not a lot of players to choose from, and that's a big downside, because once you've played with every player, you feel like every game are the same. But fortunately, you have a lot of core to choose from, and even though you have some of them that are fictional, they're pretty good because they have their own environment, and so that's unique. The presentation is fine. It's not the most incredible presentation. They make it look a bit cinematic and all that stuff. It looks great, but let's be honest, after we've heard it like 10 times, we're all gonna skip it. So let's jump into gameplay and exhibition mode. Like I've said, so the gameplay is great, and so for me personally, that's the most important thing, because if you're playing a tennis game that is good looking but that doesn't have a good gameplay overall in terms of how it plays, it's not a good game, you know. This game looks great when you're looking at a gameplay, but it also feels great when you're playing. You feels like the player are reacting to the shot that you're doing. It's not like, let's say for example, Tennis World Tour 2, where you could, let's say for example, hit the slice button and the player animation wasn't even a slice, so there's not that issue. The only thing that personally for me is lacking is that we don't have a sprint button, and I would love to see that. The other thing that is lacking, and I've talked about it in my first time trying this game video, is that the drop shot are not that well made, because they're really long, and I know it's maybe for the gameplay, because like if you were to do a good drop shot like 3 bounce in the serve box, it would be pretty much impossible for the opponent to return it, so that may be the answer. The serve mechanic is new and feels a lot more difficult than it is at the beginning, because you feel like you can't really master it, but once you get the feel for it and you know the timing and you are able to aim, it's now a bit easier. So yeah, just be careful and think about that. It's gonna take a bit of time. For doubles, I would say that it's probably the first game where I've been really enjoying double, like to an extent that, you know, I'm sometime hopping into TopSpin 2k25 and playing doubles exhibition mode. So that's really fun. I wouldn't say that it's the most realistic doubles gameplay that you can see, but the thing is that it's pretty much the only one. So you know, you can't really say that it's bad, because you know, it's actually fun to play. It's fun to have a realistic gameplay because you have a lot of communication between you and the other player and all that stuff, so it's tough to recreate in a game. So I think that they've done a good job, and you know, we all know that not a lot of players are playing doubles, so you know, it's fine, and I'm happy that they've actually just put it in so that it's adding a bit more to the game. So my career is a really good game mode, but it's lacking a lot of things and a lot of realism. First of all, we've talked about the roster. okay, it's lacking a lot of player, but it's easy for them to create random AI player, you know. But we're starting the my career mode in the top 80, and so, you know, personally I think that in the, you know, in the top 80 you're like an established player, but they're presenting you as a upcoming new star that is not really there, but that could possibly play Grand Slam and win it, and so it's not really realistic. The other thing is that you know, it's so easy to get it to top 10, and because of the way that it's working, you know, personally in my career I'm now top 8 in the world, but I'm not able to play any Grand Slam. So, you know, it's not realistic because every top 10 player are obviously playing Grand Slam, so it's really missing a lot of things. But it's actually fun just if you want to take, you know, a pause and just play for fun. It's really good. Obviously it's lacking a bit of cosmetic because of the 2K pass, but yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. You know, I want to play with my racket, I want to play, but I can't, and all those things are expensive. But if you don't care about cosmetic, just like myself, like, you know, it's fun. You can just play with random cosmetic and it will be fine. The other thing I would say is that, you know, if you want to play it to easy mode, like, you can just crush Daniel Medvedev with your 30 overall player. So that's the only thing that is missing. And the other thing that I personally don't like with my career is that you can only play one tournament per month, and so sometimes you're stuck between, let's say for me, I want to play the Toronto National Bank Open because it's my home tournament, but at the same time I want to play Cincinnati, so I'm stuck in between those things. The animation are fine, are good. The only thing is that when you're winning a tournament, it's always the same animation with the same trophy, and the same girl. So that's the only thing. But I would say that it's fun, and you can pretty much decide how you want to play your career. If you want to play like with a longer game and all that stuff, or if you want to play just like myself, like going really fast into tournament and all that stuff, you can also do it. So you really have everything in there, so it's really fun. You can really adapt your career to the way that you want the career to be like, and so it's really fun. You have some challenges and all that stuff, and so I feel like you can play, I would say, 6 years into your career until you get a bit bored with this career mode. So I would say that it's overall pretty okay for a career mode of this type, and so it's really similar to what TopSpin 4 did, but not as developed as, let's say, AO Tennis 2, but yeah, that was to be expected, that's for sure. This game is based off online, so you have two options. So you can play the 2K Tour with your player, or you can play with a player that is already existing. Both of those modes are really competitive, that's for sure, but the thing is, you're really facing a lot of issue, but at the same time a lot of good things in this game. So first of all, I would like say it again, the gameplay is great, and so that's why you feel like, you know, it's fun to play online. I would say that overall, you know, it's pretty stable in terms of gameplay. The only issue that you have is that when you're playing with a real player, let's say like Taylor Fritz, Ben Shelton, whatever, everybody picks Sharapova because she's so like overpowered. So it's pretty bad, and so when you're playing with your player, you have people that just copied Sharapova overall. So yeah, you have this issue. You also have the issue of people, you know, just going off the court just to serve wide and then go on the open court. That's pretty boring gameplay, but I would say that was to be expected in online. The big issue for me is the server, because we've not talked about it in career mode, but if the server are down, you can basically just play the TopSpin Academy and the exhibition mode. And the issue that I have with that is that in 2026 they have announced that the server will be down, and so basically the game that we bought will just be, we're gonna be just able to play basically Exhibition and TopSpin Academy. I feel like it's not that great. You know, it's fun because like the gameplay that you're seeing, it was my first online game, and you know, you have a lot of challenge to face, and I feel like you know, it's really competitive, like I've said. So if you like competition and you're not really a fan of my career, then you know, I would highly suggest to go into that, because you know, it's real tournament and all that stuff, and you're feeling a bit like if you were playing a real tournament and all that stuff. So that's really fun, but you have to expect a lot of rage quit and all that stuff. That's normal thing, but it's not, you know, really about the game. That's really more about people playing the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So overall, it's not a bad comeback. I feel like it's a really secure comeback. So if they're not making a lot of money, they will make it fine. But you know, I don't know, you know, there's still something that makes me feel like it's not a 2024 game. You know, it feels a bit more like a 2018 game. So yeah, it feels really secure, feels good overall, and I think, you know, that's the thing, you know, the gameplay is good, and you know, yes, there are some problems and some issue, but I would recommend this game for every body who wants to play a real, you know, not simulation, but real gameplay where you feel like it's pretty realistic, and you have the good mix between, you know, it's easy to be good at TopSpin, but it's tough to master it. So yeah, for that, you know, it's really fun. The sound is really bad in the game. The graphics are not really good, but the rest is there. So for my rating, I would give TopSpin 2k25 7 out of 10, because it's not bad, but it has a lot of things to improve. That's it for the video. Hope you all like it. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.